David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, America's most watched newscast. Now streaming same day with all the breaking news of the day on Disney+. Most watched, most trusted. Now on Disney+ every night.
Tonight there is breaking news just as we come on the air. ABC News has just learned a new message has been sent into a TV station linked to the disappearance of Savannah Guthrie's mother. Tonight, sources telling ABC News the new message was sent to that local TV station and that law enforcement is taking it seriously. Now, this comes 6 days into the search. Authorities at the home right now, and we'll go live to the scene. Also tonight, President Trump taking down a racist post on his social media account that had been up for 12 hours, depicting former President Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes. Tonight, Republicans joining Democrats outraged. Senator Tim Scott saying this is the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. At first, the White House defending it. Tonight, no apology from President Trump. The coldest air of the winter, wind gusts topping 50 miles per hour, moving into the Northeast. The massive chain reaction crash, at least 25 vehicles involved. And just in tonight, the ice rescue by a helicopter now playing out, several people rescued. Lee Goldberg has the forecast. Breaking news coming in tonight after that teenage girl was brought off a cruise ship, found dead in her room. Tonight, there is news of an arrest, a member of her own family. In New York City tonight, alleged CEO killer Luigi Mangione's outburst in court, calling a judge's decision double jeopardy. The news tonight involving the Jeffrey Epstein files. Members of Congress will now be allowed to see unredacted documents, what we've learned. The economy tonight, the Dow soaring more than 1,200 points, closing above 50,000 for the first time. The driver slamming into a grocery store, 3 people killed in the crash, some trapped under that car. The new indictment tonight involving actor-director Timothy Busfield, what a grand jury has now decided. The opening ceremony at the Winter Olympics. And after we showed you Lindsey Vogn's stunning training video last night with her torn ACL, you're not going to believe what she's done tonight. And Super Bowl 60, almost here, the Seahawks, the Patriots. Tonight, we hear from both quarterbacks. Wick Johnson standing by live.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We begin tonight here with the breaking news and the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. We have just learned tonight that a new note has come into a local TV station in Tucson. The FBI tonight saying the family is now aware of this new communication. It comes after authorities had already revealed a potential ransom demand had been received by several TV outlets days ago, making demands and setting a deadline that already passed yesterday. That initial contact also setting a second deadline that is this Monday. At this hour, authorities have returned to Nancy Guthrie's home in Tucson. Savannah Guthrie and her siblings, Annie and Cameron, have pleaded in video messages for new communication with the person or persons who have their mother and for proof that she's alive. And now this news tonight of a potential new note just in. Aaron Katersky leading us off from Tucson with late reporting tonight.
Tonight, investigators descending on the home of Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy, just moments after announcing a potential development in her disappearance.
We are going to be locking down the road at that point, okay? Further investigation.
The FBI and Pima County Sheriff's Department say they are aware of a new message sent to a local television station and are actively inspecting the information provided in it to determine its authenticity. The mysterious message comes 6 days after police say Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her home in the darkness of early Sunday morning. Savannah Guthrie and her siblings are enduring an agonizing wait for any word about their mother after one potential ransom deadline passed, knowing there's a second deadline on Monday. Savannah and her siblings tearfully tried to engage any alleged abductors, asking them to bring their mother home. And Savannah shared her own message to her mom.
Mommy, if you are hearing this, you are a strong woman.
Overnight, in a new video, Savannah's brother Cameron, a retired F-16 pilot, pleading again for direct communication with any kidnapper.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
But investigators say there's so far no proof Nancy Guthrie, who is 84 and who relies on daily medication and her pacemaker to survive, is alive, despite those appeals from her children.
Our mom is our heart and our home. She is 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile. She lives in constant pain. She is without any medicine. She needs it to survive. She needs it not to suffer.
An unverified ransom note sent to local news organizations included a demand for Bitcoin and 2 deadlines. The first has come and gone. The second is in just 3 days.
And if a transfer wasn't made, then I think a second demand was for next Monday.
Tonight, FBI hostage negotiators are here in Tucson standing by should any contact be made, while hundreds of investigators are scouring for evidence. This is the home here in the Catalina foothills where Nancy Guthrie lives alone. She's separated from her neighbors. The houses are spaced out, and all of them are surrounded by this lush desert vegetation. There are also no streetlights or businesses. It could explain why doorbell cameras so far have yielded no helpful clues. Tonight, this map shows the home and the relationship to thoroughfares that any abductor might take to get away. Sounds like you're going to need some old-fashioned work on the ground, conducting interviews, searching terrain. Yeah. Are those things being done, and have you exhausted your interviews at this point?
No. They're out now. They're knocking on doors and seeing what we can learn.
And tonight we hear from one of Nancy Guthrie's neighbors who says police came to look at cameras on her property.
She's a very sweet woman, very nice. Just don't want to imagine what happened that night and what she might have felt at that moment.
For years, Nancy Guthrie has appeared with her daughter from time to time on the Today Show.
My mom and I feel like we really click as friends, too. It's just amazing what she's brought to my life.
It is unclear if she has been targeted in any way because of her daughter's high-profile role. What is clear, there are prayers from across the country for her safe return, and investigators are not giving up.
Somebody asked, Sheriff, how do you know, can you prove that she's alive? And I just simply turn it around. Can you prove she's not? Why would I operate from any other position than my team is operating from the same position? She's out there. We're going to find her.
We know the family is aware of that new message tonight, David, and in just the last few moments, we were pushed further back from Nancy Guthrie's home as detectives arrived to begin a new search. David?
And of course, if you learn anything here, Aaron will come back to you. Thank you. Aaron Katersky leading us off tonight. President Trump taking down a racist post on his social media account that had been up there for 12 hours. The video depicting former President Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes. Republican Senator Tim Scott saying this is the most racist thing I've seen out of the White House. Outrage for Republicans and Democrats. At first, the White House defending it. Tonight, no apology from the president. Rachel Scott at the White House.
Tonight, President Trump facing an avalanche of criticism from Democrats and Republicans after posting a blatantly racist video portraying former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama as apes. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt defending the post, saying, please stop the fake outrage. But the criticism only grew, including from Republican leaders who rarely break from Trump on anything. Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, the Senate's only black Republican, calling the president's post the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House, adding the president should remove it. Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi writing, this is totally unacceptable. The president should take it down and apologize. Seldom have Republicans been so willing to criticize President Trump, but today their statements piling up. Congressman Mike Turner of Ohio posting, the release of racist images of former President Barack and First Lady Michelle Obama is offensive, heartbreaking, and unacceptable. Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania calling the president's post a grave failure of judgment, adding it's absolutely unacceptable from anyone, most especially from the President of the United States. A clear and unequivocal apology is owed. The president has not apologized, but 12 hours after the racist video was posted, it was taken down. Tonight, a White House official telling ABC News a White House staffer erroneously made the post. President Trump is ultimately responsible for his social media account, but tonight he said he did not watch the whole video.
And I didn't see the whole thing. I guess during the end of it, there was some kind of a that people don't like. I wouldn't like it either, but I didn't see it.
When asked if he condemned the racist image, the president said he did, but he won't apologize.
A number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake.
And David, we will learn tonight that President Trump personally called Republican Senator Tim Scott, but still no apology from the president and no word from the Obamas either. They have chosen not to comment, David.
Rachel Scott at the White House. Thanks. Tonight, more than 100 million Americans are bracing for the coldest air of the winter. Wind gusts topping 50 miles per hour now, moving into the Northeast. There's been a massive chain reaction crash outside Pittsburgh. And just in tonight, the ice rescue by helicopter playing out here in New York City. Here's Faith Abube.
Tonight, deadly accidents from a fast-moving snowstorm that's bringing with it the coldest air of what's been an already brutally cold winter. Outside Pittsburgh, Interstate 79 shut down after multiple crashes in Butler County.
It was very hard to stop. It was just complete ice out of nowhere.
At least 25 vehicles involved and at least one person killed, 9 taken to the hospital. In Springboro, Ohio, outside Cincinnati, whiteout and slippery conditions led to accidents all over town. In New York City, 3 people rescued by a chopper after falling through the ice off Far Rockaway. Temperatures have been brutally below normal for millions of people for weeks, from the Northeast to the Great Lakes, as ABC's Alex Perez shows us.
It looks like the North Pole, but we're actually overlooking Lake Erie. Because of the prolonged deep freeze, the lake has gone from about 1% ice coverage in a month to 95% ice coverage.
With temperatures set to hit rock bottom this weekend, it could freeze all the way over for the first time in 30 years. And David, that cold and snow heading to New York City, it'll feel like 10 to 20 degrees below zero by Sunday. David.
Hard to believe it'll be the coldest air of the winter so far because it's felt pretty cold already. Faith, thank you. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Lee Goldberg. We're going to feel this, Lee, and winds up to 50 miles per hour.
No doubt about it. During the day tomorrow, David, that punishing cold is pouring into the Northeast as we speak. Just saw the first flurries in New York City. Extreme cold warnings along the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Philly to New York. 10 to 20 below, wind chills 40 below upstate New York and New England. It starts with snow, coating to an inch in New York City. 2 to 6 inches southeastern New England, includes Boston. Behind it, 50-mile-per-hour gusts by Sunday morning. Wind chills 14 below in New York City. It's the coldest air in 3 years. It's a weekend of hibernation. Finally, we'll get to freezing by about Tuesday of next week. David?
And the Super Bowl on Sunday, so everyone can just stay right inside. Lee Goldberg tonight. Lee, thank you. Also in New York City tonight, alleged CEO killer Luigi Mangione's courtroom outburst. Mangione protesting a judge's decision to have him stand trial on state murder charges in June, and then 3 months later, his federal trial. Mangione saying, quote, "It's the same trial twice," calling it double jeopardy. His defense tonight claiming the new date will leave them unprepared for trial. Tonight, there's also news coming in involving the Jeffrey Epstein files. Members of Congress are now being told that they will be allowed to see unredacted documents. Here's Jonathan Carl.
Tonight, the Justice Department announced that starting Monday, members of Congress will be able to review unredacted versions of more than 3 million pages of its files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Lawmakers will only be able to review documents that have been publicly released, not the 3 million pages that are still being withheld. President Trump has been hoping to turn the page.
Frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do.
But the many powerful men whose names have already come up in the files have people wondering who else might be in there. On Monday, the House Oversight Committee will hear from Epstein's accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, who is scheduled to testify virtually from the prison where she is serving 20 years for sex trafficking. She is expected to take the fifth. The Republican-led committee has subpoenaed former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton to testify behind closed doors. Hillary Clinton calling out the committee chairman, James Comer, saying, "Let's stop the games. If you want this fight, let's have it in public." And today, Bill Clinton posting, "I will not sit idly as they use me as a prop in a closed-door kangaroo court by a Republican Party running scared. If they want answers, let's stop the games and do this the right way, in a public hearing where the American people can see for themselves what this is really about." While the Clintons are demanding a public hearing, they have already agreed to appear before the committee for closed-door videotape depositions. David, those depositions are scheduled for the end of the month.
All right, Jonathan Carl with us tonight. John, thank you. We have breaking news coming in after that teenage girl was brought off a cruise ship in Miami, found dead in her room. Well, tonight, according to her father, the stepbrother of Anna Kepner has been arrested and charged in her death. Authorities say she was, quote, mechanically asphyxiated. She was found under a bed in her cabin, wrapped in a blanket and covered in life vests. That stepbrother now in the custody of a guardian. To the stock market tonight, the Dow soaring more than 1,200 points, crossing the 50,000 mark for the first time ever. The surge fueled by strong corporate earnings reports. The Nasdaq jumping 490 points, closing above 23,000. And as you can see, the S&P 500 up 133 points as well. When we come back here tonight, the dramatic new images of that horrific crash into a grocery store and what we're now learning about the deadly scene, who was killed, trapped under that car right there. Also just in, this new indictment tonight involving actor-director Timothy Busfield, married to Little House on the Prairie actress Melissa Gilbert, what the grand jury has found tonight. And Super Bowl 60, the Seahawks, the Patriots, tonight we hear from both quarterbacks right here in a moment. Tonight, hear the new video emerging capturing that horrific crash into a grocery store in Los Angeles, killing 3 people, plowing into 99 Ranch Market. The 3 victims included 2 workers and a customer. 6 others injured, police saying they're still trying to determine whether the driver, a woman in her 70s, had a medical issue. When we come back tonight, this new indictment just in involving actor-director Timothy Busfield, Melissa Gilbert's husband. Plus, we showed you Lindsey Vohn's stunning training video with that torn ACL last night. You're not going to believe what she's done tonight. We'll show it to you in a moment. To the index, a grand jury in New Mexico tonight indicting actor Timothy Busfield on child sex abuse charges. Busfield now facing 4 counts of criminal sexual contact of a child. He's charged with inappropriately touching a child actor on the set of the TV show The Cleaning Lady. Busfield denies the allegations. The Winter Olympics underway following the opening ceremony in Milan. Team USA with 230 athletes in the Parade of Nations, including alpine skier Lindsey Vonn. She tore her ACL a week ago in that crash. Last night, the lunges, the squats we showed you, even with that ACL. Tonight, competing in her first training run, planning to compete now on Sunday. And of course, many eyes on American figure skater Ilya Milan, known as the Quad God, the 2-time world champ, earning the nickname with his skills on the ice. A lot to look forward to. And when we come back here tonight, we'll go to Whit Johnson live outside the Super Bowl. We hear from both quarterbacks tonight. Tonight, the Super Bowl almost here, and Whit Johnson got the tough assignment.
Tonight, the stage is set for Super Bowl 60 here in Santa Clara, California. A rematch of the New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks, who fought to the last play in 2015.
Pass is intercepted at the goal line.
And it's a tale of 2 quarterbacks. For the Seahawks, Sam Darnold. First drafted by the Jets, but struggled. Now on his 5th team, hoping to pull off one of the greatest career comebacks in modern NFL history.
I grew up dreaming of this moment.
For the Patriots, after the exit of Tom Brady and several bruising seasons, along comes 23-year-old Drake May and the touchdown seen by millions. Now trying to become the youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl.
I think the age is the thing that makes it, special for me at such a young age to cherish such a moment of playing this game.
And tonight, a first look, the Super Bowl commercials.
Instacart lets you choose your bananas.
Ben Stiller and Benson Boone with Instacart going back to disco. And Melissa McCarthy in a telenovela waking up from a coma for Elf Cosmetics.
Doctor, what day is it?
And then there's the halftime show, global superstar Bad Bunny. Fresh off his historic Grammy win, with the first ever halftime performance mostly in Spanish. He says you will not have to know Spanish to enjoy it.
And David, anticipation is mounting here outside Levi's Stadium. 2 teams hoping to reclaim their former glory, but only one Lombardi trophy. David?
That's true. Glad you're there, Whit. We can't wait. 2 amazing quarterbacks. We'll see. I'll see you right here on Monday. From all of us here, good night.
David Muir, the most trusted anchor in America, the most watched anchor in America. Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir the #1 newscast in America.